Yeah, hello guys. Good evening to everyone, and thank you for joining the session. I hope you are good at home. Make sure that your friends join so then we can start our session. Like I think I have got many registrations, like 150 registrations, but there are only 25 of papers. I think they are not aware of this. So I have sent two mails. So please don't join the second mail. So you can join at the first mail. Okay. Um, yeah, there are 5 minutes. Yeah. Okay, shall we start the session? I think I'm audible and is my screen is visible. Can anyone please put into chat? We have the chat section in the right side. Can anyone please put please my audio please audible? Yeah, it's audible. Is my screen presentable? Can I get the time? Yeah. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, let's get started. Like the session is like I know I didn't put any PowerPoint slides, so that make you things more. So let's do everything practical. So we are using like Azure to deploy our site in web, and we have a platform called Visual Studio Code to build our software. That means anything you see in the visible, like anything you see in desktop or anything, so it's considered as a software because you can't feel that. So you can only see that, but you can't feel that or touch it. So it's been by software. So whichever the thing you are pouring and you are creating the stuffs, so that will be considered as software. So what we're gonna do is, so if you don't have the Visual Studio Code, you can download from this like visualstudiocode.com code.visualstudio.com. So I have already, but the people who don't have this, so you can download from this. Okay. The first thing is like we need to create a website. The sessions like we need to create a website and we need to put that website into a cloud-based environment called Azure. So what we're gonna do is now like first we need to create our app. That means a website software. So then we will be pushing it to a cloud. It's called as Azure, which is provided by Microsoft. Okay. Um, first thing First, we need to create a site. So I will closing this all the sites. Okay. I think you have visible and the Microsoft logo is visible to you. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is like I will create a folder. It's called as my website. This is one of the folder I have created now. So next thing, what I'm gonna do is like I'm opening the Visual Studio Code. It's right down below, and now it's a code. It's in previous code which I've uploaded. I'm opening a new window. You know, it's close the previous window. And now this is the Visual Studio Code, which is made by IDE. It's called as IDE. So what's the meaning of IDE? Is like Integrated Development Environment. So what does it is? It does all the works, which is a combination to create a software. If you have a terminal, so you can control the terminal with Windows, Visual Studio Code, which is provided by Windows. Okay, sorry, Microsoft. This is the thing. This is a software. This is a code editor, or you can call it as text editor, code editor, or whatever you can. You can call that as you like. So next thing, what we're gonna do. Second. Yeah. Next thing what we're going to do is like we need to uh, take that folder and put it into this Visual Studio Code. Let's drag and drop it into Visual Studio Code. And next thing what we're going to do is like here we have a folder. Okay, here's my website folder. I'm clicking this, so there is nothing at all. So I'm creating a file. So we have a folder, it's a directory, and we are creating a file. So I'm creating a file named as index.js. Okay, sorry, not HTML. We are creating HTML template. What we can do in the session is like we have all the things like skeleton part, UI part, and behavior part. Like skeleton part is known as HTML, and behavior part is like JavaScript, and style part is like custom CSS. It's meant by cascading style sheet. So what we will do is like putting all the things into HTML folder. Okay, I will tell you how to do that. So first we can create an index.html file. Minimizing this, I'm going to creating a new tab. Let's for your convenience, we can move it like an using a library. The library helps us to like code free, and it's easy to access all the things which they have provided by coding them. So we can get the codings from that side and we can put it on the side. So it's an open source thing. So every developers use for designing the things. So it will be more flexible to users to use the front end, like what I can say, like styling parts and behavior parts. So for this, there are many things, many libraries like Bulma, Bootstrap, and Material CS. For React, it's like the Material UI and the Chakra UI. So in this session, we are using Bulma, Belma library, what you can do like framework. So it's called a CSS framework to do all the things uh, very flexible manner. So okay, what we're gonna do is like click get started. It's the Bulma site, and first thing is the site and overview start. Okay, when I click the start, it gives me some installation procedures to install this. I can remove this link and I can put it in my HTML content. So then I can use that in my folder whenever I want. So these are all the things which you have required. Because the guys you have in now, some know about this or some don't know about this. So I will be getting started with all the things from the scratch. Okay. Uh, First, what we have the starter template here. They provide the starter template. If you need to use any other library like Bootstrap, you can also use that. Bootstrap is also a flexible framework, so you can also use that. Get started. It's also provide a starter template. So I'll just copy this and paste it and run it in the browser. Okay. In Bulma, they have provided a starter template, so it's easy to do other things using that. Go to Visual Studio Code, and we have created index.html. So this how to access this file in the browser is, let's go to this um, enter into the directory, and if you double click, you can see this thing will be appearing. Okay, this is our HTML code we have written in the HTML file. Okay. Okay, this is the thing. Okay. This is the starter template which we have copy paste in our this thing. Yeah, this code runs in the browser as like this. We have the thing here like hello world, h1 tag. We have the h1 tag. So this is the framework which they have provided to make the UI more special. Okay, Uh, let's build a simple application like an GitHub clone, like a GitHub clone. So once again, okay, it's fine. Okay, in github.com. So where you can see if I log out, sign out this thing. So you can see the GitHub website. So we can build a clone like in GitHub website and push it to Azure service. Okay, let's do it. First thing, you can notice that the website consists of many components. So there are many components here. You can see this, the top area, which has more menus. So this is called as navigation bar. In simple words, we can tell as nav bar. Okay. Um, Whatever the sites you take, there will be a nav bar compulsory. Okay. It's a main thing. Okay, like when we hover over this, you can see the things has been showing in the drop-down menu. So first we can build this navigation bar. It's very simple. We go to the Bulma and in the search bar, nav bar. So you will find the nav bar code there. So don't like you no need to do the stuff like oh I need to like learn all the things to make the websites. Yeah, it's compulsorily you need to do. I have known this codings before, so I have confidently like copy pasting this thing. So if you guys don't know, don't please copy paste the thing. For the practice you can copy paste the thing, but for the long run you can't copy paste all the things in the code. So what I gonna tell you is like you need to learn about some classes there. So this is the class name, which is container. So it will be accessible by the CDN version. It's a content directory network, something. I really don't know about that. Something which is provided by this link. So if I take out this link, run it in the browser, so you can see the raw code which is default by an HTML, it's an H1 tag. So this is in the Times New Roman tag. So you can like inspect that console, sorry, inspect the thing and yeah, you can see this Times New Roman here. So I think I can offer this. Yeah, you can see below like Times New Roman 25.5 pixels. So this is the default thing which is given by the HTML. So you need to align your tags and do other things. You need this necessary links to be provided to make sure that your uh, website is looking good. Okay. Um, what you're gonna do is like copy paste this navigation bar. Here's the navigation bar. So it looks similar to this. So what we're gonna do is like copying this, paste it over down. So we can grab this out. So like we can clear this hello world and make my website with Bulma. We can just paste it over here. If I refresh this browser, you can see this bookmark here. Okay, this is the thing which is more easy to do all the things. Okay, for that, I need to remove this container and this section one. Okay, now it will be top. Okay, next thing what we're gonna do is okay. Okay, next thing what we're gonna do is like we need to need some space, like we need some margin space left and right side. So for that, what we can do, uh, go to here and inside the navigation bar, grab all the things. Okay, inside only all the duties. So you will be having the only nav bar. So you need to create a container for that. So you can contain like left and right. So if I click this, it's just given by Visual Studio Code extensions and all. So when I click dot container, it will automatically create a div class. Okay. When I paste, refresh this, you can see we have some space here and here. Okay. If we need some more space here, what we gonna do is like, I think I am audible. So it is in the chat.
Sir, please teach slowly, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Don't call me as a Sam. So call me as Vignesh. Okay. Okay, fine. Like this is a workshop, so I need to go really fast. So for your suggestion, I will be going slow. Okay. Next thing, what we're gonna do is like we need more space here. So for that, we have a container thing. We did it before. We go into container. Its name is Bulma. Bulma.io. Okay. So we have the container here. If we need more spaces, so we can use this white screen. You can search for it like Yeah, is max white screen. For that, you can see now, we can compare those two things. We have a little space right and left. Yeah, we have already created a container here and pasting max white screen. Okay. First, this you can see the space is more when compared to previous state. Okay. We can change the navigation bar background color also. So what we can do is I need to go background. So it's like some basic colors. So I'll be using a basic. So if if it is, yeah, I think it's there. Yeah, I need to put it over here now. Okay, you can see this other things has changed. You can see the mode has been changed. When see that, you can see this is in light mode. The text are in uh, something like black. In this, it will automatically change to white. Okay, if I hover this, there will be something like in between. If I hover this, there will be something. Okay, okay, we can change this Bulma logo also. Like I'm using the Microsoft Learns to this. You can search for it. Thing. This you can use for this like copying image address. Image here called Bulma. So I need to change this. Here is an image tag you have already known. So I am removing this link and pasting the link. This thing. Left right click and copy image of this. So now I refresh this. You can see that logo here. It will be not much clear because I didn't do anything. Okay. Next thing. Okay. We can select. Yeah, this we can select this. Copy image address. I refresh this. You can see the image. I think I'm audible, guys. Anyone please give me a message? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we have created the navigation bar. So next thing what we can do is create a navigation bar. Let's see. Yeah, here are some contents. Here's some contents. Okay. After entering that, we can do like split it to two columns. Here we have one column. So and doing this, you can see here we have a row and we have two columns. One is here and one is here. So what we can do is first we can assign a row and next inside the row we have two columns. Okay, like that. This is mean by grid system. So G in Bulma in Bootstrap it is called grid. In Bulma it's called as columns. Columns. We do that. Here's the column. So next basic. So we can assign like putting this thing in the column like okay columns. In the columns we have column. Okay. Okay. Below the navigation bar, you need to paste. See this. Refresh this. You can see there are four columns below the navigation bar. So next thing, we can grab it and put it in the container. So we have some spacing here and here. This you can see some space over here. So the space as in the navigation bar. So I'm using that's widescreen. Okay, you can see the spacing has been reached. Okay, next thing what we can do is like we can do anything in the code or something like that. Okay, next thing is not spacing something. Yeah, spacing. So the spacing helps in like we have this grid. So we have the navigation bar top. So between two this, we can assign some space. So for the space, we have a class name called, I think is, yeah, it's to have margin team means top, margin top. If we need to have to assign the space bottom, we can use margin. We need to assign the space for the top, like for the column top, we need some space. Okay, I'm assigning like in 6 spaces. Okay, if I option this, you can see there are some space between navigation bar and um, uh, okay. Next thing we can do as a call. Chord is actually mean by describing something in very close to container. Okay, yeah, like this. You can have it like this. So what I can do is I can grab something from here. Mhm. Okay, I can grab this thing. Okay, we can like it's look like more. We have 4 columns here: column one, column two, column three, column four. Here we have only two columns, so we can take out the third and fourth column. So we have a column inside the column. Each one here is we have the 2 columns. The contents which we have copied. Okay, you can see this thing which we have already copied. Okay, I think here we have some icons. So for that icons, they have used the font awesome icon library. It's a CDN, so we just provided by company, but we can access by the CDN. CDN is mean by like you can see this link. So they will be putting all the things in that CDN. CDN means it's a directory in the cloud. So they will be putting all the CSS stuffs over there. So we no need to rather create a CSS what I can say CSS file. So there will be a link to access the CSS file. Many people are accessing this file, so it's an open source because it's open source and access the data too. So we are here. We didn't have any of the icons. We need an icon like this, like down arrow. So here we didn't have the icon. So for that we have copying the CDN. So font awesome CDN. If I put the font awesome CDN, so it will be giving me the result in font awesome CDN. So font awesome. So I am copying this link. Next thing what I'm gonna do is like closing this thing. Okay. Go to my so next I will be linking this to my index.html. So I am pasting this. Whatever the things you need, that will be available in CDN guys. So you can go there and access the things. Okay. For Bootstrap also, Bulma, any more things. Okay. If I refresh this thing, you can see the navigation down arrow button. Okay. Now the icon has been added. So next thing, we need to decrease the size of the specific, what I can say, we need to decrease the size of this column rather than this column. So okay, first we need to decrease the size. So I think I can go slow now because the time is more. I think the time is short, so I'm going to do it fast. Okay, I think now I will be going very slow. Thank you for imitating the time. Um, like we have the columns, we can here the column. So we have here the size. So that's meant by column size. So here we have the size. So in Bootstrap, it's like column col hyphen 12 6 3. That's like that. So in Bulma, all the things in the string format. So we need to access all the things in the string format. So what I can do is like I can grab this PS3 plus it do is it will be doing this like this. We have one column, we have columns, and we have three columns inside the columns. So we have one space only like this. I think here in this column. This column need to be 2/5. About the 2/5, 2 divided by 5. If I reference this, you can see there will be some amount of space in this column. So we can compress more the size of this column by doing this. Like each third is 1/4. So each third is it is our 3 size 1, 2, 3. That's uh, I don't know about this. So here is my content. So next thing, I can fill the second column. So second column is more much like this. So we can paste some more contents here. So for that, we can use the paragraph tag. We have paragraph tag, we can use this. We can simply code it down the thing. So next thing is we can have add the footer below. Yeah, we can have this footer below. For that, copying this footer link, and next I'm going to end of my body and pasting this. Okay. You can see there will be a footer down. Okay, for this footer, what I can do is like it in Microsoft. You can see this created by develop and deploy team Microsoft. Yeah, next thing we need to fill the second column. So for that, I'm using a Laravel form. Okay, use the Laravel now. So I will copy this thing. This for that, we can put all the contents into the card. So we'll be having this nice, good looking thing. So first we need to assign a card. So you can see this. Here is some card thing. So card inside that card, we have the card header. Like so, we can code it here. So I can code down the dot card enter in which is containing a class name card card. Okay, let's go over here. The card and paste the content here. Okay, now I refresh this thing. You can see there's something like this. Okay, I think, yeah, I think I need to put the content inside my card content. Okay, next thing I need to grab this card content. This will automatically in the div section. Okay, refresh this. Yeah, now it's pretty good looking like this. So we can add the header also like this. Okay, for that I'm using header. Using the Bulma for the second one. Use the class. So that and paragraph. Yeah, we can assign whatever we want. Use the card title inside the paragraph tag. the content place. Okay. You can see here the yeah, we can see the content side at here, and content place at this side, and component place at this side. We can change this component to menu. We have some more layouts there. So component, we go to panel. There is something like this. So if you guys if you guys working with GitHub, you know what's the repositories and the thing. So I'm just copying this code and pasting and like removing this and pasting this in column 1. Okay. Here's the thing. So if I click this, we should. Here is our column. Here is our card. So grab this card. Refresh this. Okay, we have the beautiful thing, which is mean by repositories on the left side, and the content place at the right side. Left side is repository, content place is right side. Okay, so guys, we have created the beautiful thing, so we can fill the content here also. So it's like copying and pasting the paragraph tags. So so you can see we have something like gibberish. Okay, next thing we can have some margins to separate these things. So for that, as margin top, cut this and paste it over the second, third, fourth, fifth. Then you can see some spacing over all the paragraph tags. Okay. Using Bulma and libraries, you can do all the things like this. So you need to no need to worry about designing parts in HTML. So many guys are losing their hope in designing part. So like they are comparing with others, like in designing part. Many of you like UI will be not working. So like right brain will be not working. Some people's left brain will be more efficient than right brain. Like right brain is to create the content, like creativity things. Left brain is to do some logical operations. See the chat. Thank you. Okay, we have finished our site. So next thing, what we're gonna do is we need to deploy the site to Azure. Before that, guys, if you have any doubts, you can ask me now. So I will be uh, teaching you how to do things from the scratch. We have more time. So if you guys have any doubts, please ask me now because this is the time to ask me. Okay, you can ask me now. You can unmute your mic and can ask me now. Like treat me as your friend and you can ask me now. Anyone from this crowd? I'm waiting. Anyone? Anyone is willing to ask me anything about this thing? If you are willing to do this stuff in web development, so you can ask me now. I can tell how to do this thing using Bulma and Bootstrapping. Anyone? I think you guys have.
Can I speak in Tamil, sir?
Yeah, you can speak in Tamil. Because I can't speak in Tamil because this is Microsoft recording, so I need to post this event in Microsoft, so they can't understand Tamil. So I'm speaking Tamil. So speaking English. So you can speak in Tamil. Okay, ask me.
சார் எனக்கு இது இப்போ நீங்கள் இப்போ தான் ஃபஸ்ட்டு கிளாஸ் சார் எனக்கு இதை பற்றி என்னென்னு கூட தெரியல. ஸோ நீங்கள் பேசிக்ல இருந்து போனா நல்லா இருக்கும் சார்.
Okay. Okay. I think what's your name, please?
பிரபாகரன் சார்.
Okay, Prabhakaran. Yeah, Prabhakaran. It's like a workshop, so we have a time now. So I will be teaching you now. Okay. All right.
ஓகே சார்.
First thing, let's understand from the basics of web. So I'll be doing this in instructions. Okay. First, you need to understand what is meant by web and what is meant by some like software. Many guys like misunderstanding with the two topics like web and softwares. So anything which we see is anything which we see in laptop or something. It's a software. So anything you see in the laptop or phone, anything is software. So when you code it in the web, it's a software. It's not a website. It's also a website for the people's reference. It's a website, but it's a software. It's some software which is running in the web. So if you see in the Android phone or iOS phone, it's a kind of software. It's built by Codex or Android Studio. So if you guys are coming to learn the web development, this is our basics. So whenever you go to any of the sites, right click and view page source. If you click the view page source, you can see their coding which they have coded. So these are the things which you can get reference from that sites. So these things will also be working. So like, okay, we can do one thing. We can copy this bookmark and get another like what I can say, HTML. But one thing, guys, you need to understand the guys who don't know about the web. So whatever you need to run in the browser, it need to be in the format of HTML. It's a basic thing. So you can also run in the JavaScript and convert into like JavaScript expressions, and you can run it in the HTML templates. It's like that. So I'm pasting that thing. Okay, we have the bookmark here. Now we open this, whichever the contents we copy from this. So it will be showing here because we copied and pasting in our file and we have running. So we can use this because if you are generating with this code, if you're generating revenue with this code as in your own business, so that will be leads to a copyright violation. So you need to pay to the company as millions and billions of dollars. So that's the very disappointing thing. It's not an open source, everything not an open source, but the Bulma's code which is provided inside the website, we can use that. So here from the basics, it's like very easy. HTML is only the easiest language. It's not a markup language. It's also a kind of language. It's a markup language, not a programming language. What's the difference between markup and programming languages is programming scripting is entirely different from markup languages. Markup and markdown languages are only to customize the data, like a skeleton part. So if you need to show it to the browser, so you need to be build it in markdown or markup language. So it's the only thing. For more understanding, I can tell you like what is in the HTML and CSS and JavaScript. Yeah, this is a famous image which is like this. So not very clear images. Okay. Now you can see HTML is a skeleton. So it's built by HTML means a skeleton part, which we can provide all the stuffs like paragraph tag. This is called tags. P means paragraph. Paragraph inside the paragraph, you are describing some contents. So what I can do from the basic is I have created I can create a file called basic. Okay, here we have the basic file. So we can run it to the browser now by opening this file and clicking the basic. Okay, we have opening the basic file. Here we have nothing at all because we didn't code anything in the basic file. Okay, now we have a part called HTML. So HTML is a skeleton part. Click. This is the part which we need to code inside all the things inside it. Okay, first thing, inside a HTML, you need to compulsorily have a body tag. So body tag is like, you can see it in the image, like we have skeleton part, it's like a body. So you can consider that tag. So it's like if you creating anything in the HTML, it need to be inside a HTML. So we need a part like body. So inside the body only we need to code all the things which will be appear in the browser. Okay. Here we have nothing in the part. Okay. Inside the HTML part, we need a body part. Okay. We have another part called head. Head is mean by, like if you need a image like in your browser like this is mean by favicon, like a title. So you need a head tag to put all the things there. Head tag is like when you opening the browser, the head tag will be running at the first time. Okay, first time when you open the browser. Okay, it will be opening the first time, and second time the body of the content will be opening. The running of the browser will consider as head will be at the first. Okay, when you open the browser, the head will be head will be running at the first time. Okay. Now we have nothing here. So inside the hashtag we can give it as a title. What is mean by title is what is mean by title is which you can see it at the tab. So here is our title called GitHub. So if I view page source, so you can see this. What is the title? You can see here is a title. So that the title consists of GitHub where the world. So you can see at the top of this slide, GitHub where's the world. So if we didn't give the any of the title, it will be showing like basics.html. So we need to give a title to show here. So for that, we have given any of the like my website. First HTML website. It's not showing here. If I refresh this, you can see there's a title here, my first website. So you can give whatever you want. If you have a company, anything related to like, if you have a company name called Micronet, not even but Microsoft Micronet. So you can see the Micronet is here. So if you need an image like this at your website, so that's mean by favicon. So you can right. I need to provide like this. This is the link which is provided like in favicon. So we need to enter our URL or I can say image link. So now, so the part image PNG. Let's take this dot image. Yeah, let's take this dot image and copy this image address and paste it in the href tag. Href means it's a reference to a hyperlink. Okay, it's a hyperlink reference. If you paste that URL link inside that, if you refresh the Micronet web which you have created, I think it's probably not working. Yeah, it's working now. You can see the browser at the top. Here you have some image which we have copied from the site. We have the Micronet solution. As you can see we have a company page. So this is called Hit, which will be running at the first time. all the things. So you can give all the titles, links, anything you want. So you can give it here. Okay. Yeah. Next thing, you don't need to have compulsorily like a head tag, but you need to have a body tag to show all the contents in the web. So next thing is body tag. Inside this body tag, I am giving giving any if I give anything inside the body tag, it will be shown immediately shown in the browser. Okay. Now I will be entering something like randomly without any tags. Now if you press this, you can see this here. Okay, we have something here in the body. So it's an inside of body tag. Okay, let's inspect this and see. Is like which is provided by this browser. You can see now it's inside the body tag. So it's not contains any of the thing. So you can see whenever hover, you can see here we can see the body tag. So inside the body tag we have this. So for any of the specific data which you are entering inside the body tag, it need to be described um, with a tag. So for that we have using h1 tag, h2 tag, h4, h5, h6. It's meant by heading tag. So heading is nothing but like if you're putting like heading tag inside that hello world. Going like in the very bold thing. Okay, this is meant by heading. So heading always be at like a bold. So it will be like more size. It has more size like 30 or 20 pixels, 25 pixels. Okay. Next, we have all the types of tags. So let's copy this tag and I will show you the 6 tags below. This paragraph tag, which is also similar to this, also similar to this. I will be changing this, all the things. Press this browser, you can see this. That's a various kind of things which has been, which is considered as a size differences between all the h tags. So if you put the h2 tag, if you put the content between the h2 tag, it will be shown like this. So it's h1 tag, h2, h3, h4, h5. H1 is like a master thing. It's a head to haul. It's a very big size. So we have using, so default font style is Times New Roman. Yeah, and default size of the h1 tag is 22.78 pixels. So pixels matter here. Pixels mean by what's the size of an word. Okay. This thing which you need to understand in the web. This is the thing you have coded now. So we have all the tags. So next we have many tags like buttons, all the things. You guys know about the buttons. On many sites we have the button thing. So you have a button here. Okay. You have the button here. When we click, there is no actions because we didn't have any of the actions. So we can create a form. So like in Google form now, what I can say like, or like this action is not important. Remove this. And another thing is if you getting an input from the user, that's a kind of thing like input. Okay. It's easy that you no need to worry about the programming languages. Programming languages has many variables, syntax, all the things. So it's like a natural one which you speaking all the time. Like heading, you are using many times in your life. Heading, what the heading, what the subheading. Okay, paragraph is a paragraph. Button. We have the button, all these places in the web or in the phone. So we have the form, like Google form. We are dealing with the Google form every day. Okay. There's all the real world things which we have doing here. Okay, next input is like to get from a user text, type of text format. What's the type of input? Is the text format. Okay, we have two things. First thing we have in the text format. Next thing we have the password format, and next input is to get in the date format. Okay. Slide. Okay. See, there are three things. First input, when I type this, it will be in the text format. Okay, I'm typing my name. My name is Vignesh. I have a name in the text format. Okay, next I'm typing my name in a password type. Okay, VLDM message. This is in the password format because we have give it in the password type. So it will be showing us in the format of password. Okay, next thing we are showing it. We have the input data in the type of date. We have here the date input. If you click this, the date will be shown here. You can click this, so that will be get inputted to the data when we submit the form. So okay. Next thing is like I can bring this submit button inside this form. So whenever I click the submit button, uh, all the values inside this. So this is the value of this input, and this password is the value of this input, and this date is the value of this input. Now, if you refresh this, you can see there is a form. Okay, let's do another thing. Okay, we have this in the like an horizontal thing. So we need to change that to like a vertical thing. Okay, what we can do is like break this thing. After this input, we can break this thing. It will be below to this. Okay. These all the things which is previously I can command this thing. So this is mean by commenting. So commenting is mean by commenting all the things means you are not really deleting this. Rather, you are like not showing the code to the user. Okay. You can see this. We have commanded this code. So it will be not shown. So next thing is we need to vertical this thing, verticalate this thing. So we have the tag called BR. BR means break. Just BR and enter. BR and enter. BR. Okay. Let's see now if we have the contents like this. Okay. If we give the 2 tags as a break, one more time breaking the line. So it will be showing a line bigger than what we see previously. Okay, next thing we need to center this form. Center this form here. So one tag called center form, center. So this really efficient one, but we can use it for the experimental things. But if I refresh this and see the form is all centered. So this is all centered by spacing. So we can only center this inputs rather centering the form. Okay, for that we can put this form outside the center. Okay. Okay, I think the center does all the things. That's gonna element part. Sorry, we can keep as it is. So we can name it this the form as signing form. So inside the form, I'll be like putting h5 tag, h5 tag, and putting as like in form. Reference this, you can see the login form is here. Okay. This is the nice cool thing which is provided by HTML. We can take all the things and put it in the form legend. Okay. So the dying tags which will be legend, which will be aligning this thing. So legend is mean by like if you have something the data which is precise, so you can use the legend thing. Yes, as it is. So you can see we have a file directory called basic.html. So if I give the data here, like Vignesh, I'm giving the password, giving the date as 30 or something like this. If I submit this, you can see the question mark here. So there will be a question mark that aligns what's the data format you have given. I really don't know about that. Okay, for giving that, you can do one thing, like naming the thing. Name is mean by representing the input to the name. It's like name, like what is this? We can represent the name. Okay, for the password tag, name is password. The date, today date. This is all the stuff which you can give in a like alternating today date. Let's try and see what's happening. Okay, if we get some question marks, it's not a problem. So now you have get some data here which we have provided. So form get refreshed, but the data remains constant because of it's mean by action routing. Okay, we have given the data like I give the name here as Vignesh and password as QQQQQ 6 times and date as this thing. Okay, this is the type of thing which is in the format. If you guys need to like get an input from here and you need to store it into the array, if you guys don't know about array, it's a contiguous memory allocation, which is provided by all the programming languages, scripting languages. It's a basic thing. From the array, you can store all the things inside it. If you guys don't know about it, I'm going to do. Okay, this is fine. Okay, next thing is so all the data here. So I'm giving the password here and this thing also here. Okay. Now you need to erase all the data without rendering, reloading this form, reloading this page. What you're gonna do is like restart this form. For that, you can use the button called restart. So, so it's a kind of button and you have the reset this thing. And the button type is to have like the form. Now I refresh this, you can see the form data or nothing. If I provide any form data, I'm providing any format here. So keeping my data here. If I click the restart, it automatically reset all the form data without re-rendering my web page. If I restart it, all the data inside my form will be reset. Okay, this is the basic of the things. Which this is a very not much complicated, but if you guys know about HTML, CSS, you can thoroughly do anything in Bulma. Like this is a kind of libraries, so you can that will be all written in some kind of format, div format. Div is like a division, which you can put all the codes inside the division section, and you can describe it to the schematic form. We have the two types of schematic and non-schematic. Schematic is like div, non-schematic. Schematic like div span, that kind of thing. Given spam or something used in schematic or non-schematic things. Yeah, I think I have pretty much covered the basics, very basics of the HTML. If any guys have the doubts now, you can tell me now. I can really talk you with them, teach you with them. Many doubts? You guys any doubts? Please ask me, or I can continue the session. Okay, I think you have any no doubts. If you have any doubts, you can also post it in the chat box. I think it will be having in the top bottom. Okay, let's close this thing. We have the index file. What we're gonna do is like okay, okay. You have the index form here, and we need to provide some title. Here we company called as something that's like micronet. So here is hello Bulma. Changing this to micronet. Git You can see this micronet GitHub. So we can copy the image which has been given in the basic.html. So image is here. We can copy that and paste it in the icon and paste it inside the icon. This is the reference for the thing. If you are using CSS files, if your guys need to access the file in the CSS format, you need to give us style sheet, or you guys need to have in the shortcut icon. Shortcut icon means nothing but like it's inside the it's in the top of the website, just on the tab section. Okay. Yeah. And another thing, if you need to like insert a JavaScript code, you can do it like script thing. So, source of the script. This is a source. Source means the link which you provide. S or C. Okay. You need to provide the link inside of this. So if you have nothing, if you refresh, we can have the model. Okay, now it's the time to deploy our site into Azure. For that, I'm using Microsoft Azure account to verifying my permissions in the left side of my desktop. So I'll be verifying that and be issues. It's like basically trying to create a storage account. I will show you how to deploy the site. Yeah. Second. Yeah. Now this is my Microsoft Azure portal. This is my Microsoft Azure portal. Now what we're gonna do is like pushing into the uh, cloud. So what's the advantages of pushing into the cloud is to view in all over the world, where to view the website to the people in all around the world. So we can close all the things except the micronet website which we have created now. So okay, we have a website here in what format? It's in the local storage. You can see in my C folder user HP desktop, my website. Inside my website folder, we have the index.html. Now we're gonna push this into Azure. Then we can access by using the link like this on the Microsoft.com. If you click the Microsoft.com, it will be taking to the Microsoft page. So like if you have provided that link, the website need to be visible. So for that, we need to push that into the cloud. I mean, like into the server, like hosting area. So we need to host this first. Okay. First thing what I can do is like we can create a resource. First, creating a resource, you can already create a storage account. I'm going to storage accounts. So here is my storage account. It's a cloud shell. Create a resource. So you have a storage account here. I think I can zoom in. Storage account here. Now I will be creating a storage account. Create a storage account. You can you also have the access to accessing the page Microsoft Azure portal. Like you need to go to the Microsoft Azure and just sign it off, and you will be getting the $100 credit per year. I really don't know about that per year or per month. So you'll be accessing the sandbox things like you'll be accessing all the things for free in the Microsoft Azure, basic things. So I'll be creating this thing. I will be doing this all the other things as my keep it as it is. And micronet, keeping my storage name as micronet GitHub. Okay. Okay, I think the name is available. Now review and create. Okay, next, we'll be creating, yeah, create. Okay, now the deployment has been done, and now it's creating. You can see the submitting deployment. You can see this notification. Once it's done, yeah, we have a micro. Micronet. Development in progress. Just wait a few minutes, so it will automatically upload. If this is finished, we will get a notification here. So Azure provides many things. Like I have previously in the workshop, yeah, I have conducted a previous workshop called Microsoft Azure Fundamentals. So I have already told about that. Microsoft provide all the things which is necessary in the real time. It's provide an IoT, many things, artificial intelligence. You can get the data with IoT systems. Now I'm going to resources. Yeah, this is my storage account called Micronet GitHub. So I need to push into this. So for that, I need to create a static pages now. We didn't create the dynamic pages. So first we need to do the websites. So create the static website. So first we need to create a storage account. Second, we need to search for static website and create. And we need to enable that because it's a static thing. So if you are hosting like a thing like your portfolio, so you can use a static site because the portfolio won't change anything because it's a static file. You didn't connect any of the server languages like PHP, Python, or Node.js. So just you have only created a static page which you can't access anymore. Okay, we have like this. You can only see, but you can't access any of the data set. Okay. Next thing, we have enabled this. So in the index document, I'm gonna give is like index.html because it need to be shown whenever we put an URL. For error document 404, we can provide a 404.html, which we didn't create. It will automatically align and it will automatically show that the 404 thing. Okay. Fire after this save. It took some time to update this automatically. I think if you guys have any doubts, please ask me. I will tell you. Yeah, we have from here. I think sorry, the static file has provided a link. So copy this URL. This URL is now to access our website. So now what I will do is okay. Okay. Boom. The requests content does not exist because we didn't push the anything into a web. So how it will be looks in the browser. So this URL works now, but 404 request has came because we didn't push anything here. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is like I need to close this. I need to search for the blob. Blob is nothing but it's a container thing. B-L-O-B. I think many of the guys you know about that. So I have put in the container thing like Kubernetes or anything like something. If you have a container in the cloud thing, you can store all the data into the cloud container. You can process in the cloud. Okay. I'm clicking this container. Container, we have a web. Click the web. So in the web, what we can do is we need to push ourselves. Okay. Let's upload our site. Click upload. If you click, I will close this. Click upload. They'll be asking like upload a file. So if I click this file directly, so now I will be accessing to the data. Yeah, my website. Here we have index.html, so that need to be visible in the browser. So we are clicking this index.html. The index.html is here right and click upload. Okay. Rather comparing our clouds, Microsoft Azure is very pretty much fast. Now it's been uploaded into the cloud. Next, go to this URL link. Now I refresh this. You can see our content. This is our content which we have developed in the local area. Okay, you guys can see this thing with using this URL. So this will be, I'll be putting it in the chat. You guys also, you can go there and access, you can see the website. That website link is in the chat. You guys go, you can also go on visible the thing, because that will be, I think, appear for LP, that will appearing only for the few minutes. So you can go there because we're using a sandbox, which is provided by Microsoft. I'm going to the incognito tab and pasting the URL which is provided by the container. If I enter this, our website will be shown. Yeah, we have created the website and deployed into the cloud. So this is how we can create a website or software in the Microsoft products like Visual Studio Code. We have all the things in a Microsoft. Like we have Visual Studio Code to develop and deploy. Develop the software. To deploy, we have the Azure to deploy the things. So if you guys need to, like, I need a web URL which is made by GitHub dot. That's my company name. Micronet GitHub.com is my company name, but I need a domain name called .com. It can't be accessible because they didn't set any of the domain names. So you need to go to the browser here, Microsoft, and go to domains. We have the Azure CDN. Okay, we have it here. So we need to update something here. So, okay, I really don't know about that. So I think we have DNS. Okay. Where DNS. So if we have like thing, here Azure service domain. So we have all the things here. So we can put www.micronet.com. If you put that, the website will be shown to the people in all around the world. Okay, this is the temporary link because it is not like a link which is provided by our I can say dedicated something dedicated DNS. It's an URL which is provided by Azure portal. Okay, you can access this by Azure portal. Rather, you can also access by putting like micronet.github.com. Okay, you need to purchase a web domain name, and you can put it into YouTube. Okay. Okay, guys, this is pretty much enough. Like you have created this thing and you have deployed everything. Okay, now I need to change this site. I need to put the basic.html file into my browser. Like you have created a one version here, and you need the other version to update. Consider the other, assume that other version is a basic.html. So what you're going to do is you need to go there and change it to HTML, index.html, then I'll deploy it to this. Okay, we can do that also. Like go to the file. Okay, we can rename it as this. We can create an audio basic index.html. Okay, now this is our basic is index.html. So what we're going to do is we need to deploy the site. So we're going to home. We have created the micronet GitHub. Going to container. We have the thing web. We have the index.html. Now I need to delete this thing. Delete this thing. Okay, now I will be uploading the thing basic which we have created second thing like a raw thing which we have converted into index.html. If I click this, it will be uploaded. Now if I refresh this URL, yeah, we have created this form previously because the guy asked. Okay, this is how the basic of the web works. If you guys have any doubts, please ask me. Any doubts you have on web, you can ask me now. I will tell you which I have known. any doubts, you can unmute and ask, or you can put it in the chat, because this is kind of a thing which we can create in software in the web. Okay, fine. If you guys have any doubts, we can. Okay, we have finished all the things now. Now this is the Q&A section. Q&A session now starting. We have the 10 minutes more, so you can give anything, any suggestions or any doubts. You can ask me now, or you can fill the feedback form which I have posted in the chat box. You can fill that form, or you can ask the doubt now. Okay, if you didn't have any of the doubts, so you can please fill that form and you can leave the studio.
Sir, what are languages needed to develop a web design, sir?
Yeah, once again. Yeah. Tell code to check the password matches using JavaScript. Yeah, yeah, it's fine. But what did I ask about it? What's the language? It's a language called. It's not a programming language. It's a markup language. It's a hypertext markup language. HTML is also a language, but it's not a programming markup language. So you need to learn about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to create a website. These three are the most basic thing to create a website. Okay, you can use VS Code, Visual Studio Code. It's consists of some MBs like 100 or 200 MBs. So it will be more useful. Like you can access the terminal inside the Visual Studio Code. So you can access the pages here. So I will be changing my directory to index.html. There is no directory. I think there is only one file. Okay. The languages three. CSS is not language, but it's a kind of language. It's not a programming language. It's also a styling language. CSS, cascading style sheet, HTML, hypertext markup language, JS, JavaScript. Okay, these three are most important thing, which is very basic to you. Okay, you can create a website with these things. Okay, I think one more guy asked about yeah. Tell people to check the username and password matches using JavaScript. Yeah, I think I can tell you. That for accessing with the JavaScript, we can write a code at the bottom of the body. Script inside. Check the thing, logical thing. We can do it inside the script section. We need to get it from the user, For that, I will be here. Okay. Yeah, we have the form here. What I can do is like I can create a form. Then I can go to the Bruma, next thing get started, and I can copy paste the code form. Therefore, that's good. Just have less time. Input text area or is it general? So the general will be copying mistakes. Have it here. So now I'll be having by taking this navigation. In the sidebar, we can take the panel called repositories and paste the form inside it. Okay, now if I refresh the thing, basic one. Yeah, we have the forms here, right side. So next thing what we're gonna do is we can remove unnecessary things. We can remove this and other things. we have another thing is another field. We can put another field, and it's called as password. And input type as password. Okay, whenever the user types, it will be like star 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 something like that. Okay. Okay, we have the inside of this we have like a placeholder called text input. We can change the text input as placeholder as enter your name. Your that you can see the two things, name and password, submit and cancel, and take the cancel. Reset. Okay, we have reset here. Remember the data. Here is the column. So I can grab all the things. Okay, and insert the form. Now, if I had, I can restore insert my data. Okay, now I am giving Vignesh submit. There will be nothing data. Name here. So name as name. Name as name. Password as password. We need to return that. So we are giving like this. Okay. If you need to return the values, we can give like that. I'm giving the name as other thing as some degrees. If you can see the name is here. So what we're gonna do is when I click submit, the form data need to be checked. So it's very difficult to check the thing. It's very simple concept, but it took more time to like getting a database from that. So to get a value, we can use one thing like I can do like we have a variable here where. Okay. Next thing is we need to store the elements like name and the password in one thing. We have already have a name and password. So what we're gonna do is setting password variable name. Name org. This is our original name, which will be checking the name we have given the form. The original name is Vignesh. Variable, and it consists of password. Password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is our two names. What is the condition is like if I give the name as Vignesh and password as 11111, it need to be say like, hey, your password is 5. And if I give wrong thing, it need to be like, tell me your password is wrong. For that, what I can do is like we need to get a logic. So for that, name equal to get it from the browser. How you will be getting it from the browser is we can fetch the details, or another thing we can do is what we can do. Yeah, it's like levels. Element get element by ID or get element or you can dot query select. So you can query, you can get all the things which you have. So if I like describe the thing in the form of ID or class. Class is meant by this. Yeah, I can also give like an ID to it. ID named as footer. So I can access the footer with the name of this ID. Name of this ID is footer, so I can access the footer. So bottom footer, if I give the bottom footer, bottom footer, I can access the footer with this name called bottom footer with an control of ID. Okay, get element by ID. Now I am getting the element by ID. Like I need to like we have the thing here. So I'll be like giving the ID here. Name is name. Here we have an ID. Its name is password. Okay. We are getting the ID. What's the ID name is name? And we're saving the name. Thing is password. Dot get document dot get is basically like getting a details from the HTML document. Okay. Document dot get elements by ID. Or password. Getting element by ID. Now I'm consoling this thing. Let's see what happens. Let's do another thing. Like we can alert the thing. Alert name. Okay. What happens now? I think object HTML. I think I can write the logic in the inspect section. So now we have the alert. So rather using the form, so I can use it in the console also. So first the return username and the name. So first I will be setting the name as what original name equals to org password. You should not refresh the browser because the things will be disappear because this is a console. Rather using that, we get no error from this. If we get an error from the console, we can easily debug the thing. Okay, we have the password to 1 2 3 4 5. Now, if you put the name as original name, will be written the name. Okay. Now clearing this console. Whatever they put like a name will be written. Okay, now console. Now I'm writing a logic in logic here, and I will be get pasted to the thing. So if the name is the original name, it's triple equals. You can use a triple equal sign in the JavaScript because it will be like taking the type also to consider. Like if you're using a string type in the single quotes, it will be considered in like single quotes won't be equal to the single quotes. So if you're using like double quotes only, it will be not specify any of the types. So we can use given by us, and the original name is same. The console dot log password is else. The condition I have missed, like I need to check these two things like password and the name. The bracket, and then and is the operator which is considered like I'm saying, it will be like checking the two things, like if it is true, then the thing in the conditional part. Okay, if the part of like name equals original name is the thing which we will be giving, and the original name is already held here. So it will be checking, it will be true, it will remain true here, and we will be checking the password. So password equals to org password. So you need to be like consoling the thing. Console is nothing but printing thing. Print up if you use a C++ or C. We will use print system out. Password is not right. You can give us the alert like console.log, console.bond. We can use the console.bond to bond it like in the red or yellow thing. Okay, copy this thing and paste it here. Okay, if I before that I need to give you one thing. Like I need to get the data. Is it right? First I need to get the data. For here we have for getting the data we have called prompt. Prompt is nothing but getting the data from the user in the browser. Okay. Where name equals to PRO prompt. There is like enter your name. Next thing is password. Prompt is nothing but like asking a user any data. That's been the prompt. So copying all this thing. Okay, let's check the original password and original name as remains constant. Original. Okay, now what we are doing is like pasting all the things and click enter. So now it will be asking the browser will be asking something. Enter your name. So like in form we have in the here. So I'm entering my name AGLESH. Okay, now if I enter this, it will be asking my password. So let's give the wrong password. Like we have the password 12345. It's the original password. Now let's give 123 sorry 11111. If I click yeah on warning this thing, so else part will be executed. Your password is not right. Okay, we given the wrong password. Okay, let's check another time. Let's give an another name. Okay, let's take the name from the contestants. You, I think. I can get the name Sudarshan. Okay, copy that name and paste it in the name section. Okay, if I click OK, let's give the right password. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I click this again. It's warning because the password is not right. Okay, let's clear all console here. Let's clear the thing at the right time. Okay, it's a correct time. Okay. Next, the password is 12345. It's a correct thing. The password is right. Okay. Now you will be authenticated into a console like a login form. You can go to Microsoft. If you sign in this form, if you sign in this form, if you click next, it will be authenticated with the database. We will check the name. If the name and password is exist in the database, it will be checked and it will return a value to you. Okay, that's the kind of concept which is here. So you can also do it here, but we need to set some logics in here. So cool. But something we need to do here. So I'll be working in the JSX because it's look like more complex. I'll be opening and showing to you. If you guys don't know this, don't worry. Creating some development. So it's like C part. So it's my code of JavaScript expression, which is written by written in JavaScript expression. It's like this. This is the kind of code I'll be using everything in the raw thing. This effect use thing. It's in React code, so I'll be using that. Okay. And if you guys any of the doubts, you can ask me, or you can just fill the form which I have pasted in the thing, and you can leave it now. Thank you guys. Thank you for this joining this session.
Thank you. Thank you.